I bet you it's fucking Leo. Oh, where are my 1 second, connecting, joining at the peak, for an explosion, go inside. Our thoughts now. A Foreign Peak by Hanyo. You won't know this because it's like a niche thing for a band that was a long time ago, but I know a Leo who was a part of a band. He is now passed on. He'll be on this side. A Foreign Peak, Leo. I don't know. Let's see who we're going to read for. I bet you it will be Leo. We're going to use this dice and we're going to find out. I have all of the fire signs. Virgo and Cancer left to read for. Let's see. Capricorn we've already read for. Capricorn figures strongly here. Cancer we have not read for. Cancer, it's your turn. I thought it was going to be Leo. It's Cancer's turn. Cancer, it's your time. It's your turn. Let's do this. We're doing it with the Nicoletta Cecolli Tarot. But A Foreign Peak by Hanyo. It's on Spotify. This is a niche band from when I was in high school. But connecting, joining at that peak. A foreign explosion, coincide. A league of thoughts now, coincide, go inside. We're doing the hidden today. I am a Cancer moon. Cancer, sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Everything you need to know is in the description box of the reading. So please go ahead and go into the description box. You will find a place there where you can run your natal chart. And you can find out what your rising, moon, and Venus sign is. And so you do need to know what your time of birth is to discern your rising sign. Your time of birth is integral to that because your rising sign changes every 2 hours on your birth date. So, yeah, we're going to mix these up super well for this. The hidden message through the magnetic poetry for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have? Pause button for you. If you need this, you can go ahead and you can hit the pause button. I'm going to put these in list form for you. But you can hit the pause button and take a pen and a pad of paper to grab these words so that you can figure out what you need to know of him from the hidden messages of the magnetic poetry. I have so much magnetic poetry that was gifted to me that I cannot fit it all on my fridge. So this is for you. Please. Right now, you need to take a minute, write it all down. You can anagram it. You can descramble how you feel is most important for you. I'll have to watch this one back because I'm a Cancer moon. But you'll have to take a look. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to use, like I said, the Nicoletta Cecolli. Is a Ukrainian deck, and I have to be very careful with this because it's got symbols rather than, and it's a little bit of a disambiguation of the Rider-Waite. So we will be taking our time with this so we don't give you wrong messages. But this is what you need to know from the hidden messages. Okay. The hidden. This is a spread that I decided to do. I made this spread. This is for mid-May through to June for you. Considering the hidden, what is hidden from your awareness during this time, using the Nicoletta Cecolli spread. We're going to look at everything. Ooh, something that popped. I only take flippers and jumpers. Something that is important for you at this time. We immediately have the Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy here. This is about a Capricorn or Capricorn energy, Capricorn feminine energy, those who create a warm, welcoming home space, ambition, determination, passion, and drive. But those who create a home out of a house. Okay, so that is important energy for you at this time. Putting it back into the deck, we're going to continue on. And we'll see what we get. If you didn't already discern from the other readings if you're not watching the other readings. We are using all of the decks. Well, not all of the decks because I have more than 12 decks. We're kind of using all of the decks through the signs here to kind of figure out which ones I like the best. But we're just kind of using all the decks because I feel like it. I don't feel like using 3 decks for the whole month. So I was just like, oh, I'm just going to use whatever deck for whatever sign. And so I just grabbed a bunch of decks from my tarot tower over there. If you haven't already noticed, I'm not on my laptop because my screenshot button of all the buttons in the world that could make it impossible to use my laptop, that one's misfiring, and my laptop is through warranty coverage, so I have to get it fixed. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm using my cell phone to make readings right now until I can't. We have another jumper right now. What is it? 8 of Wands in the reverse, blocked communication. Somebody has blocked you that's super integral to your lifestyle right now. You're feeling as if somebody's blocking communication and you would really like to be able to speak to them. It's troubling at this point in time. I'm not sure why, but that's just top of mind for you. One more. We have another jumper. Jesus. 8 of Swords. Coming out of a self-imposed mental prison of sorts. So coming out of that victimhood mindset for you also is important for you. Twist of Fairness for you. Ooh, that's a really disjointed Twist of Fairness. Let's do one more. I feel like we have to do one more. Twist of Fairness for you. Okay, I guess, like I said, it was really disjointed in the first place, and then we dropped the cards. Is that my fault or the energy? You decide. You're the viewer. But Cancer, you don't feel like things are fair. Nothing's fair. Nothing's fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. You're saying something isn't fair at this time. Something isn't fair. Normally when I do the twist for fairness, it's based on Libra energy that I think is important. I always do this for every sign because I think it's important to be impartial. And when I do that, normally there's a split or there's something else. And to have the cards fall means that there's something that you feel is not fair. At this point, it's something you cannot reconcile within yourself. You do not understand why it's not fair for you. But it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. Nonetheless, let's get to the heart of the matter for you. What is hidden from your awareness, but is also at the heart of the matter for you at this time, Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, like I said before. Everything you need to know is in the description box of the video. At the same time, heart of the matter hidden from Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus's awareness at this time. We have the 3 of Wands in the reverse with the Page of Swords in the upright. This can generally mean watching for the purposes of learning, stalker. You know, a lot of the times in the social media aspect and in the YouTube community of tarot, this is the stalker card. This is the card of watching for the purposes of learning through social media. With the 3 of Wands in the reverse. So we have a feeling of impatience and needing to move forward, an inability to wait, a feeling of I cannot sit on my hands any longer. I have to know, combined with this card here. So normally we would just, in the upright, we would sit and we would wait and we would evaluate. However, being in the reverse combined with this card, we are taking it upon ourselves to observe for the purposes of learning somebody else. The inability to sit and wait and watch and learn on our own. We have to take matters into our own hands with this Page of Swords in the upright. We can't do so on our own. We cannot allow things to come out in the wash. And that's okay depending on what the matters are. There's an element of concern here. A righteous thought that it's important, and I do want to underline that because here there's a righteousness. See the coloration on this card here? There's righteousness here. See those colors? There's righteousness here with this inability to wait and hold on and just let things come as they may. We need to be able to look and see for the purposes of learning, because we cannot sit on our hands and simply let things come out in the wash. There's righteousness attached to this needing to watch for the purposes of learning. We feel as if something is concerning enough to us that it's imperative that we see and observe something from an outer perspective to learn from it out of a righteous perspective. It's not as if there's nefarious means attached to this. This is not because we're a bad person. It's because we need to know. It's on a need to know basis. It's because we feel like we have to get ahead of the game in some respect. That's at the heart of the matter for you. And you're attached to that. That's your internal drive, if you will. Before you, what is coming before you previous to mid-May, what we have hidden from your awareness for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I'll have to watch this one back after I'm finished with it, because I'm a Cancer Moon. So if you don't already know, let's pause button here for a second. If you're newer to tarot or you're newer to astrology, and some people are, they happen upon these readings because it's their sun sign. And you're probably here because you're a Cancer Sun. But if you don't already know, your sun sign is your birthright. It's who you are intrinsically. However, your rising sign is how you occur to others in your day-to-day life. Your moon sign is your moods and what keeps hidden from the waking world. It's your emotions. It's the things that are important but subconscious. And I think that the moon sign is going to be very important for you, for everybody in this reading in particular, because this is the hidden reading. I think I'm going to, exactly what I said, I think I'm going to have to watch this one back because I am a Cancer Moon. And when we're talking about the hidden, we're talking about the subconscious. We're talking about the things that are hidden from our waking life. And as we look at the sun signs, I'm a Capricorn sun, there will be things that are apparent to us or are a part of, they're attached to us through our normal everyday life. However, what is hidden from us in our normal life, what is lurking beyond our subconscious and beneath our subconscious, and what we do not necessarily, what is not readily apparent to us, is what this reading is about. So for these to come up for you, I want you to look at your moon sign. Jesus. I want you to look up at your moon sign, because you have the Page of Swords attached with the Three of Wands in the reverse. So what is it that you feel that there is an urgency, an attached urgency to, where you simply have to, you cannot help yourself, you have to look at. You have no choice but to look at. It's an innate urge within yourself that you have to look at it. You have no choice. And why is that? What is your moon sign? What is it that you have this draw to look at, and why? Because your emotions are attached to that. There is something that you need to research and feel through your way through. That is important to you at this time. And I have not yet spent this much time just on the heart of the matter, but it's important to you. And therefore, it's important that you spend time examining that for yourself and mulling your way through it. In the past for you, what was hidden from your awareness? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I only take flippers and jumpers. We have two. But we will keep them face down because they are. We have two thus far. We will get one more. And again, we'll have a better view of the table when I get my laptop fixed. It's still under warranty, so I don't have to pay for it. So I just have to find the number that's like in micro print that I can't see because I normally wear glasses and don't have time to phone. Oh, we have three. There we go. What are they? We will read them in succession as a sentence, hopefully, because I love the tarot for that. Let's see. So we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. There's something that didn't feel fair. There was like an injustice with the Ten of Pentacles in the upright. An injustice linked to your legacy with the World card. Something about wholeness, endings, completions. So, hidden from your awareness in the recent past. Something that is unknown to you or seems lurking beneath the surface for you that might have been an insinuation or implied but isn't actually being said. It's like a left unsaid I'm getting for these for you. It's left unsaid, it's implied, and you kind of have an inkling about it, but you're not really, you don't have confirmation about it at this time. What we see here is we see the Queen of Swords in the reverse. This is a feeling of a lack of equilibrium, a lack of balance, in dishonesty, injustice. What is this injustice about? You feel there's a lack of balance. There's something that just is off kilter. And you understand there's something that is not fair in the recent past, rather. You can't put your finger on it, but you understand it. There's this in the recent past is being hidden from your awareness, kept from your purview, if you will. It does have to do with legacy, with something that lives on when you live no longer. Something that's supposed to carry on your name after you are no longer here. And so what is that? It's not fair. It's as if somebody is going to carry on your name with something that is not fair, or the legacy that they're going to carry on once you're gone is not necessarily just. It's not fair. It's not the truth. And you're concerned about that in some regard. There are endings linked to this. There is an ending that precipitates this. It feels like to me. And it feels as if there's a lack of wholeness, or like the feeling of something being complete or ended or transformed does not happen here. And so it's like what would normally be done and dusted in the World card, because this is the World card. It's as if this doesn't happen. By the way, this is all the fixed signs. So we have a lot of fixed energy happening in the astrology of the normal day, with Scorpio full moon happening right a couple of days ago. Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius energy figuring strongly here, but it's more about completed cycles, endings, things transforming, things being rebirthed into something new. But it is an ending card, so that something new can be born out of the ashes of something else. And when we see that we have a Queen of Swords and a Ten of Pentacles preceding the World card, there is something here that is hidden from your awareness in the recent past that has to do with a lack of fairness, a lack of balance, a lack of equilibrium, linked to a legacy, linked to that which speaks your name when you no longer exist on the earthly plane. And how does that put things to an end? How does that create transformation and rebirth in a cycle? Or how does that create wholeness and completion? What is put to bed when, and I think that this is more of a concern of yours. Is it a concern of yours, or is it something that somebody else is putting out into the ether? It's almost as if, and I'm getting this more than anything else, you're concerned that there is a lack of fairness and truth and equilibrium when it's linked to your legacy. And that it's going to be put to bed as if that's the way that things work. And that's what it is. And that it's done and dusted. And that's the truth and the finish. And that things will be transformed. And that's the completion of a cycle. But that's not necessarily the truth. It's lies. It's a lack of justice. It's a lack of equilibrium. Libra energy on this one, by the way. There's an imbalance here. But it's linked to your legacy, and that's the big concern for you, is the fact that legacy, right? We always talk about death, and I always talk about death when I talk about the World card, because the World card is like a death in a way. In fact, in many ways, because we die 2 deaths. We die our first death when we physically cease to exist on this planet, but then we die a second death when people cease to speak our name. And that's where legacy comes in with this 10 of Pentacles. So if there is a lack of fairness, equilibrium, balance, and justice, such as with the Queen of Swords in the reverse, how do we know that our legacy is going to survive a completion and ending or transformation into something else? How are we going to outlast and create a legacy that is true to who we are when we have this Queen of Swords in the reverse? This is something that bothers us, is that it's not fair. It's like I said before, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. Because it doesn't speak to who we are. It doesn't give voice to what we've done. It doesn't do us, again, justice, does it? It doesn't. If it was like this, then it'd be justice, wouldn't it? But it doesn't. It doesn't pay credence to all that we've sacrificed, all that we've invested, all of the energy that we put forth into something to make it something that was worth all the energy that we put into something. There has to be balance and equilibrium, because at the day when we pass on, we need to know that the name that somebody uttered, the day that someone utters our name, which may very well be the last time that someone utters our name, is it something that we did that was fair and just and equal and balanced? And if it's this person who utters our name, sitting on Queen of Swords on their head, it's not going to be just, fair, equal, and balanced. It's going to be something where our legacy is placed on its head. And that's not how we want to be remembered, is it? And absolutely, the troubling thought is that it's not fair. As I had said, it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair. We don't want the completion in the end of the cycle to be that we are remembered for something that was not fair. And it was not how we conducted ourselves, and it's not who we were. And so that in the recent past is something that's hidden from our awareness. It's being conducted somewhere in the meantime. I don't want you to be troubled by that. I'm not by any means a fearmonger, but those are the cards in the recent past that are being dealt. And maybe these are fears of yours. It doesn't necessarily mean that those are things that are being brought up as far as realities that other people are presenting about you. But it does mean that that's something that's lingering, creeping in, festering within your conscious, your subconscious, more than likely something that somebody might be presenting falsely to somebody else, because the Queen of Swords is there in the reverse. You know, we cannot be concerned with the dishonesty that other people present out there in the world. We have to be concerned with how we conduct ourselves, and we have to know that in the end, the truth reigns. And that is the Queen of Swords in the upright, and Athena's sword in the Justice card, in the major arcana. And those archetypes are the ones who reign supreme in the end. I do hope that I see that for you. Moving forward, though, top of mind, divinely guided, the things that come to us from above, what is hidden from your awareness is coming to the forefront from above. or into your heart, or sorry, into your crown chakra or above for you. Divinely guided, hidden from your awareness. We have another one that is, I'm not going to look at it, that is face down. This happened for Pisces too. Maybe you have Pisces in your chart. You might be a Cancer with Pisces in your chart. We'll see. Okay, those are too many. This is card vomit. I can't take it. But we do have the other two here. We have something face down. Don't know what it is just yet, with a 5 of Cups in the reverse and the Star card. Okay, so we have the face down card was the Page of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Interestingly enough, that we had the Page of Swords in the upright in your heart of your matter, and now we have the Knight of Swords. There is action, impulsive action that is coming in. This is something where you might be acting impulsively. This is the scrambling energy, the quicksilver energy, the impulsive tongue, somebody who is acting out of like, I don't want to say that this is somebody who's acting from a space of not thinking straight. However, at the same time, this is somebody who kind of like shoots from the hip. This is action that comes from a space of now and think about it after. This is somebody who does not take time to contemplate what they're going to do next. This is somebody who takes no prisoners, acts first, and then asks questions later. Gemini energy on this card could be happening. Of course, we are on the we are literally on the precipice of Gemini season, so this is very poignant and well timed to be here. This Knight of Swords. With it, we have then the 5 of Cups in the reverse. It's about gratuity, or it's funny. Again, like I was saying about having more than likely Pisces in your chart, you more than likely do have Pisces in your chart, because I was saying something about gratuity jumping out during the Pisces read. This is about gratitude, exercising gratitude and the realization of gratitude. You might impulsively be talking to somebody right now about how they should be having more gratitude for what you have done for them. But this is action. This is taking action to express how somebody should have more gratitude for you. So I don't necessarily understand how you take action to show. It's like a demonstration of why somebody should. Yeah, it's like a demonstration of why somebody should have more gratitude for the things that you have done for them. Or it could be a demonstration of why you should have more gratitude for what has been done for you. But it is impulsive action on your part. It's almost like reaction instead of proactivity. With this one, it's reactivity instead of proactivity with that Knight of Swords. Freaking the F out. Being impulsive. Normally when we see this in the Rider-Waite deck, it's a guy irresponsibly riding around on a horse like a crazy person, lopping people's heads off without even thinking about it. Like a psycho. Attached to the 5 of Cups in the reverse, it's because he doesn't recognize the gratitude he should have for a situation. You could be dealing with somebody who is extremely impulsive and doesn't necessarily recognize the gratitude that he should have. Could be somebody who is a Gemini cusp-born Taurus, but because we are in Taurus season right now, or somebody who was meant to be a Gemini but was born during Taurus season, just because I specialize in timing, because I am ruled by time as a Capricorn. But I do see this as somebody who is impulsively acting when they should be exercising gratitude for what they have. Remember that the 5 of Cups is about recognizing the 2 cups that have their contents intact, while we are lamenting the 3 cups that are spilled in front of us. crying over spilled milk when we still have 2 cups of milk sitting in front of us. And so when we have it in the reverse, it's a recognition that we have gratitude for what we do have. When we have the impulsivity, the impulsive action of the king, the Knight of, I almost said king, the Knight of Swords, with that, it's somebody who is either reacting, and all of a sudden it's either that all of a sudden it's like a knee-jerk reaction, like, holy shit, oh fuck, I should have expressed more gratitude for those things, or it's somebody who's actually literally not expressing the gratitude for those things and probably should have been. Or you could be saying, motherfucker, you should be fucking grateful. Or it's a situation where you're being reminded that you should be grateful for the things that you've been provided with. We'll see. With the Star card here, because I'm not finished yet, sorry. With the Star card here, we have Aquarian energy. This is attached to a long cherished wish or goal that is sometimes shrouded by clouds, but you have to trust in destiny and follow that path regardless of the circumstances. It's also linked to healing, but it is faith and it is hope and it is the trust in the universe. So if we read this all across as a sentence here, it's the trust and the faith and the hope. And that at some point, even though impulsively you act trying to show somebody that they should have gratitude in a situation, that you hope and you wish and you have faith that they will eventually realize through healing and a long-term vision that they will realize the gratitude for what they have. Or that you have faith and hope that the things that you do have gratitude for in the current circumstances are going to pay off. Regardless of that, there is healing that does need to happen here. Either on your side or on another person's side. Remember, even though we demand gratitude from people, and I certainly am party to this myself, I've always said you should be grateful. I do understand that myself, just as a personal application and absolutely recognizing this for myself. I've said 100 times I have a child, and I've heard from my mother 1,000,000 times about you should be grateful and blah blah blah. I will say this: at the same time as we demand that people should be grateful for the things that they have, in the moment of acting on that, in the act of giving, we don't act in that moment of giving because we know that in the future somebody's going to be grateful for it. It's an altruistic act. We do it because we care for somebody. We do it because we want to make sure that somebody is okay. We do it because we give a shit. It's not because of the payoff in the end when someone says thank you. It's not in the end when we know that somebody's going to say, oh my God, you saved me and blah, blah, blah. And I certainly know that because if anything else, and nobody really knows me, but in the end, sometimes you never hear thank you. And hopefully you're one of those individuals who has children or a mother or, who says thank you. But you may never hear thank you. And in the moment when we are doing something for somebody else, as we're shooting from the hip, or we're like, oh shit, you need something? Thank God, I'll give it to you. In that moment, we're not thinking about whether or not somebody's going to be like giving us a thank you or kissing our feet because we did something for them. We're doing it because they need it. A great example of this is that, I'm personally trying to pay off debt, and my debt payments every month are as much as my rent. And I really need to start examining, because I have an adult child. I have to start examining whether or not it's feasible to give my adult child birthday money. And a lot of other people don't send their adult children birthday money. I don't send my child birthday money because I'm waiting for the thank you and the gratitude of that. I do it because when my kid asks me for birthday money, they go, oh, thank God, because I have to pay bills with it. I'm not waiting for the thank you or the kissing the feet, because I'm never going to get that, because I don't have a neurotypical child. My kid is going to argue with me right up until they get that, and they're going to be a jerk to me right after they get it, and it's just the way it works with that type of kid, you know? But why would you give something to somebody and expect them to kiss your feet after you give them a gift, right? I mean, I remember when I was that age, my parents didn't give me Christmas or birthday presents after I was like 19 years old, you know? So we don't do it because we're expecting the big, amazing thank yous or any of that kind of stuff. We do it because we're better. We're better than the people who preceded us, you know? It's not because we're expecting to have somebody do all this amazing stuff, you know? So it's like in the pursuit of altruism. Yet there's the hope that it's going to pay off in the end, from what I'm seeing here with these 3 cards. It's like we spring into action. We hope there's going to be gratitude for it. But we know that it's about healing, and we know that it's about a longer term vision with the Star card there. It's not necessarily about hearing the thank yous now. It's about, in the end, what it matters. You know? I hope that was cohesive enough. But just to relate it to an analogy of sorts, you know? I don't know. Anyway, what is hidden from your awareness that's bubbling up from your self-conscious or your subconscious right now, rather? Cancer, subconscious, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus right now for you. We have 2 right away, face down. You're almost exactly like Pisces. Everything's coming face down on the board. You have 2 already. Let's see what else. I'm not going to look at them until I have the other. Until I have the other. Now, you're anxious about somebody else's feelings right now. Somebody else's feelings. There's ambivalence about what somebody else feels. It's like they tell you certain things, but there's ambivalence there. It's like you feel intuitively that they're telling you what you want to hear. You feel there's a lack of authenticity. I hear it over here. There's a lack of authenticity. This is there's a voice over here that's like Irish or Celtic. There's lack of authenticity. Do you hear that? It's like somebody is talking about how you can hear the words. I hear you talking, but it's like the words. What's that song where it's like I hear you talking, but you don't say a thing? Shit, I don't know. I hear you talking, but you don't say a thing. They're just second guessing. This is not related to that song because I know that's a totally separate song, but I'm hearing half believing, half suspicious. What's that song by So and So Angels? Half believing. I'm half believing and half suspicious. There is a disbelief in what somebody is expressing to you. You don't know if you can believe it. There's something that feels like it lacks honesty and authenticity in what somebody's saying. It's almost like you feel like they're paying you lip service. What's bubbling up from the subconscious for you right now? We have two that I haven't even looked at right now. What else? Something was bubbling up from the subconscious for you. What's hidden? Tell me more. Well, that's card vomit. You have a lot to say about this. You're very uncomfortable about something. Something's been lurking. It's like a murmur here. You try to put it to bed. You try to push it down. You don't want to believe it. And you don't want to think about it because it's something that you think is like paranoia. You don't want to think things are too good to be true in some regard. Why? I don't want to ask questions because I'm dealing cards right now. There we go. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to deal cards right now. Chariot. That's you. That's you. Connectedness with yourself moving forward. You want to... There's a change of address. You know that a change of address is imminent or needs to happen in a certain... This is my change of address card. The Chariot is always my change of address card. Travel, movement forward, progress. It's about moving forward. But it is, for me personally, always throughout my life, a change of address card, relocation. With it, we have the Knight of Pentacles, very slow moving energy, something that's strategic, logical, Virgo energy with with the Hanged Man, getting perspective. So somebody is being extremely strategic, logical, introspective, and there is some slow, methodical, plotting action that comes with this Virgo energy. If we were going with timing, you're looking towards September as a season where there could be some action moving towards a relocation of sorts. More than that, travel. You could be looking at travel in September or late August. But here with this, we have the Hanged Man, Piscean energy. Like I said before, you could have Pisces figuring strongly in your chart. But there is strategic, methodical, slow-moving action moving forward. It is moving, but the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. It is somebody who, in the Rider-Waite depiction of this card, is moving so slow that he looks as if he is not moving at all. His horse is literally looking like he's standing still in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. And when we see this, we see somebody who is moving extremely slowly, being very calculated in their actions towards something. With our Hanged Man card, it's somebody who is taking stock of things, looking at things from all angles, attempting to experience things from each and every single point of view imaginable before taking action towards something. That's why they're being so strategic and logical and methodical in their actions towards something. They're attempting to gain perspective on something. Remember, the Hanged Man puts himself up. If we were looking at the traditional Rider-Waite, he puts himself up into a Hanged Man position so that he can observe from each and every possible point of view that he can before he brings him back down off of that cross so that he can take forward moving action. And then once he has done so, then we have him moving into the Chariot, which is Cancerian energy, your energy, where he will then make the decision to progress moving forward, travel towards something, change address. This could be something that you are subconsciously looking at. You could be looking to be logical, strategic, view everything from all points of view before taking that action to move house, change address, make forward movement in a situation, take things to the next step in whatever situation you're thinking of. but it could also be somebody else that you are encountering at this time who is being extremely slow moving, could have Virgo in their chart, could be during Virgo season, so September, August, late August, early September, where all of a sudden there is this feeling that I have looked at things from all different perspectives and point of views, and now it is time to finally burst forward with action and forward momentum, or it is time to travel, or it is time to change address, relocate. Could be you, of course, also. But it is about the careful forethought that happens and, surveying things from all different points of view before taking that forward action. It is the careful forethought that precedes this that is happening in your subconscious or in somebody else's subconscious. This is what's hidden from your awareness. And of course, like I said before, and maybe I didn't say this in this reading, I'm pretty sure I didn't, but what is hidden from your awareness is always what is hidden under your bubbling forth from your subconscious, because in your subconscious there are things that you are reticent from doing because on some subconscious level you're afraid to act because you haven't done this and this and this. So you try to do all these other things to mitigate fears or what have you. I'm not seeing fear cards here. I think it's somebody else. But I also see here where you are the end point. So it's either where the connectedness with the self and the forward movement and the progress forward and the pioneering action, the building upon something and the relocation and the travel and all that stuff has to happen, having surveyed things from all different angles to see if it's feasible, is happening on somebody else's part, or if you're being the person who is exercising careful forethought before moving forward and really embodying your own innate nature. It's almost as if you have other elements within yourself that are cautious and prudent, because this is also a card of prudence. The Knight of Pentacles is about being prudent. But that's in your subconscious layer of yourself. You intrinsically know that this is imperative to the way things must progress forward. You're not, like I said, it's not like you're being this guy. This is not Action Jackson. This is action irresponsible. If we had a Knight of Wands, I would call it Action Jackson. This is action irresponsible. But you're not gonna be that guy who's just gonna run around like a crazy person, lopping people's heads off with a sword, right? You want to take the prudent action moving forward, see things from all angles, and then make decisions on how best to move forward, how best to charge forward, how best to travel forward, how best to take that trip, how best to move house, how best to expand upon your empire, after carefully considering all the different avenues and how they're going to work out for you. Yes? Okay. So, moving from mid-July into June, let's see, moving forward for you, what's hidden from your awareness. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Card Vomit. Sorry, this is literally 12 cards that we cannot take. We did have one that stuck out onto the board that we're going to keep for you. But what else? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have? What do we have for you? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, we got him. Fear, obsession, fear. It's fear. Capricorn energy on that. Yeah, okay. In the future, Hierophant energy in the reverse with the, you remember how I was talking about Action Jackson? Guess what? He's in the reverse. Here for you. With the Hierophant. Let's talk about it. This is why I love the tarot. The shitty part is delivering it over YouTube, because it's bad news, or it's not necessarily going to be well received. I'll tell you right now, a lot of the time with the tarot is never fucking good news, okay? The tarot is not always, oh, you're going to fall in love and it's going to be happy ever after. The tarot is real life, okay? This is the collapse of traditionalist beliefs, traditional commitments, divorce. This is the Hierophant in the reverse is a collapse of philosophical beliefs tied to religious organizations or institutions that have a highly established structure. Can also be where you have had advice from a sage or a therapist or something that goes awry. Attached with Mr. Action Jackson here, which I was talking about before, the Knight of Wands, yet in the reverse, there's a feeling as if there's a halt to passionate action moving forward, linked to a collapse of a religious organization, a highly structured institution, or traditionalist beliefs. Could be a divorce that keeps you from bounding forward passionately towards something. You could have a collapse of a traditional relationship, or a collapse of beliefs that are linked to religion or philosophy that is extremely established in the old world, that keeps you from bounding forward in a passionate, creative, and inspired means. And it is linked to the Devil card, which in the upright represents fear, obsession, greed. But this is a Capricorn card. Could be during Capricorn season that you were encountering this. This is Taurus Libra season. You could be starting this during Libra season, and it could last until Capricorn season. So we could be seeing this start out in the latter half of September, moving all the way until December or January, mid-January. Capricorn energy on the Devil card here, but the Devil card is not just about fear. The Devil card is also about having a respect in the upright, especially. It's a monument to how we respect that which is held upon the earth for us, and how we hold respect for our indulgences. Are we holding respect for those things that lurk upon the earth? Good sex, good food, good drink, the indulgences such as shopping, spending, drinking, eating, fucking. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Gambling, hopefully you're not doing drugs. I don't do drugs, man. But for this in the upright, I mean, I would say it'd be worse if it was like this, because if it was in the reverse, and this would be addiction in the reverse. This is a harbinger of how you are observing a fine respect for these things, or a call to respect for your indulgences on the earthly plane. With the Knight of Wands in the reverse, it's a halt on passionate, inspired action towards your indulgences. It's almost as if you are being halted from racing towards what inspires you, what creates a sense of passion towards you that is devilishly good, devilishly tempting. Might represent indulgence for you, might represent excess for you if it was to be too much to the point where it was bad. It's so good that it's bad. That's the feeling of this. Again, because it's not in the reverse, I don't want you... Listen, I am a Capricorn sun. I know this card. And I will tell you, this is not the bad version of this. I'll tell you right now. This is not the bad version of this. This is somebody who cannot race towards what they love so bad because it's so good. Or they love so good because it's so bad for them. They're not racing towards it. It inspires them. It makes them creative. It gives them a smile on their face. It creates passion. It lights a fire within them. But they have to stop because something else that is highly structured, highly traditionalist, it's like there's dogma here. There's dogma here with the Hierophant card in the reverse. The Hierophant in the reverse is dogma. The Hierophant in the reverse is something where it is so much of a belief and so much of a highly structured religious or philosophical belief that it keeps you from living. It keeps you from being passionate, believing in something, taking racing inspired action towards something that could be, it feels so good that it's bad. If you didn't respect it, if you didn't know how to moderate it, this is not somebody who doesn't know how to moderate it. It's only representing where there could be fear that it could be your undoing if you did not moderate it. What we have here, though, is we have somebody who is being presented with the idea that they are now going to have to shit or get off the pot, that they are going to have to see the collapse of some idea, philosophy, traditionalist belief, or a highly structured commitment to a religion, an institution, a philosophy, or a connection in order to race towards what they really want, need, what makes them feel good, right? And so this is what we're seeing here with these. We're seeing the collapse of this in the future towards June. We are seeing this. And the fact that this is in the upright, we're seeing this happening and taking place right before the inverse of this, by the way, Capricorn. Well, we see this is I'm going to say right now, as a timing person, somebody who is ruled by time, I'm going to say that this is going to be during the Capricorn full moon, which is going to happen in June. It's going to happen during the summer solstice. It's going to happen mid-June. It's going to happen June 22nd or 23rd. I guarantee you. Where somebody's going to fucking realize that this is dogma. This keeps them from living their passion. Whether or not they're living, and this is fear for them, whether or not they're living into their indulgence, whether or not they're living into the things that are devilish, but they feel good and they are passionate and they're creative and they spark inspiration within them, they are being halted from living. They are being halted from moving forward and taking action into something that is good for them as long as they keep it in check because of something that is collapsing. Is a traditional belief, but it is keeping, like I said, dogma, right? Look up, if you don't know what it means yet, dude, look up the definition of dogma and you will understand a little bit better. By the way, Taurus is Hierophant energy, but Hierophant in the reverse can oftentimes, in this combination, dogma. Somebody is feeling a sense of dogma that they cannot go after. They cannot race towards something with passionate, inspired energy. That Action Jackson has been fucking doused. That torch of inspiration has been literally dropped into a bucket of water. And now all they have is fear. All they have is guilt and repression over their primal urges. You know, we have to indulge our primal urges. Otherwise, lest we end up flogging ourselves for the rest of our lives, right? You know, you either remain trapped by the Hierophant for the rest of your lives, or you end up indulging the devil until you learn how to master that, right? One or the other. Do you let the God rule you, or do you let the devil rule you? Or do you learn self-mastery and rule yourself? And what is the balance in between them? Because that's what we have here. As we have somebody who's attempting to learn how to navigate balance in between traditional beliefs and what they feel is so bad that it's good in June. And how do they balance those two? It's a dichotomy. But they don't feel inspired any longer in that traditionalist belief. It's like everything they knew. There was a collapse of everything they knew as soon as something happened. And they need to move forward. There's a necessity to move forward. That they cannot move forward until they realize that what they used to believe in is no longer, and that it never really exists. Because if it really existed, then it would have upheld itself prior. They wouldn't have had to wait for some sign. It would have held itself up. They didn't have to hold it all up themselves. You don't have to hold the roof up yourself to keep it from collapsing if it's supposed to be you know what I mean? If the building and the structure is strong, you shouldn't have to hold the roof up from collapsing on you yourself. For fear that it'll cave in on you if you don't hold it up yourself, you know? Bottom of the deck, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We have the Page of Pentacles. There's an offer here. It's a small offer. It's something that somebody's going to say, well, what it's worth, for what it's worth. And there's going to be grace associated with this. Somebody has an offer of their time and their effort that is coming to you. And it seems extremely small. But the thing is that you find it extremely, you find it very endearing. And I don't normally get that. Normally I'm like super dismissive of the Page of Pentacles. But I see this here, that it's extremely graceful and endearing to you. That somebody would offer their time and their effort and their energy to you in this small little way. That they would even bother. And if that's the case, what does that say? You know, you have to ask yourself that. If that is so impressive to you, what has happened in your life up to this point that even something that small is so impressive? You know? In any event, that's what I have for you today, Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I hope that this made sense to you. If it did, yeah. And if it didn't, I mean, you know, this is just for like a 2-week subsection of your life. This is an interesting one. But we'll see when we see next. And I hope that I have my laptop fixed, because this is a very bright light and I don't like it so much. But stay safe, and we'll see you when we see you next. Thank you so much.